Welcome to a brand new Five Heart Podcast live on Core Nation's YouTube, Facebook, and X. I'm Greg Mahochko, and joining me as always, my tremendous friend and wonderful Husker fan, Minnie Hunt. Minnie, good evening. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, hello, Husker Nation. It's good to see you guys. I'm okay. My life has felt like a country and western song lately.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Prison, getting drunk, and trucks and trains.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Who got arrested?
I thought I was going to do a song for tonight for the Five Heart Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And I started working on it, and it didn't really rhyme. I couldn't get it to rhyme. Well, let's see here. I have had my car has died, and I always do that.
Not a thumbs up worthy event.
Well, actually, maybe it is.
Oh.
My car died. I had, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, so we're dealing with that. And my dog died, and I had to bury her this week. And on top of all of that, the freaking Huskers lost.
Yeah.
I mean, what the heck? I feel like this is a drinking night, right? And I need all my rowdy friends are coming on over or something, whatever that song is. I was thinking of a lot of different country and western songs because so many of them have to do with like your best friend dies, your mom gets ran over, or I don't even know.
The perfect country and western song, but it didn't mention anything about mama or trains or trucks, prison, or getting drunk. So
I love that. You know that song. That's by David Allan Coe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Fred will drink enough for the both of you.
Thank you.
Pitt, it says, "Oh, Miss Minnie," and Mr. Keene says, "Oh, no." Wrinkly Beef is having one for you, Minnie.
Thank you. And with Bailey, I hope. Bailey, that cute little Australian shepherd.
Well, this is a community that does our best to pick each other up when we're down. Yeah. We appreciate that you're here because if you weren't aware, going on, I believe right now, is the Team Jack telethon. And so you could be participating in that, but you are participating with us here. But it allows me the opportunity to at least share the link to go over there and give to the Team Jack Radiothon. So you can check that out in the comments right now on Core Nation, YouTube or Facebook. So Core Nation is a sponsor of the event this year. So continuing to build up our brand. It wasn't that long ago. It feels like a long time, especially for those of you who've been following the, we'll call it the saga of the Young Guns, right? And when we did all that fundraising back at the end of 2023, I believe, and then John more than matched your contributions when he made a $1,000 donation to Team Jack right there at the end of the year 2023. So Core Nation continues, easy for me to say, continues to work on our partnership with Team Jack. And if you can sneak over there and give them a listen for a few minutes or $20 or something like that, a few shekels, as some may say, make sure you come on back with us because it is, like Mindy said, on top of everything else, the daggum old Huskers lost.
We need to dissect that game.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but we may piss off a lot of people.
I mean, you're pretty good at doing that. You're pretty good at doing that.
I do. I have a master's degree in pissing people off.
You have a certain knack.
A doctorate. You know what? I don't have the plaque on the wall, but I should. I think it might be too strong to piss people off. I think we'll confound and confuse some people because if I remember correctly from Monday night, you're not quite as doom and gloom on these 2025 Huskers as a lot of people. And I'm not quite as doom and gloom on these 2025 Huskers as a lot of people. I think there's a lot of positives to take away from this past Saturday. Again, Nebraska lost to then number 21 Michigan Wolverines 30-27. Since that game, Michigan jumped a couple spaces, I believe, in the AP poll. Now they're number 18. So,
well, I like to spend some time over on the Michigan channels, see what's going on over there, and these guys are pretty confident now. I think it's interesting that they're so confident, even though we know what we lacked. We would have had them against the wall if only our tackles would have held up.
Tackles, special teams, Isaiah Hunter in the back of the end zone.
No. Just if you were to pinpoint one thing, the worst thing, our best weapon is Dylan Raiola and our wide receivers, okay? You have to protect them at all costs. And I feel like that is what the downfall was, really. There's lots of mistakes, but ultimately 7 freaking sacks.
Yeah, not good. I mentioned on X during the game, I had to hit pause. I think it was right after Nebraska kicked the first field goal and got on the board. I had to hit pause and came back and finished it, after the game was essentially done. But I remember saying that we just we don't have any really reliable offensive tackles, So I remember something that Haas said years back, and it was saying it's easier to find exceptionally talented wide receiver or cornerback or running back, a skill player, because they make a lot more of them. Like the good Lord in his infinite wisdom doesn't make a whole lot of 6'6", 320-pound guys who can move earth anymore. So, those big linemen are fewer and far between. I definitely feel like if the transfer portal was open today, somebody, 1890 Initiative or whomever, would need to throw $5 million at the top offensive tackle available, because that is our immediate need. I think that was truly glaring, more so than people are talking about the defensive line. Our weakness at the tackle position on both sides became glaringly obvious.
And that's really surprising. But I just feel like their edge rushers were so good. Because Teddy getting beat like that was kind of shocking to me.
I've seen other people say it either on Coronation or elsewhere, but because of the number of injuries and surgeries, he's just not the player that he was a couple of years ago. He's a step slower.
He looks better physically. He's leaner, like you can tell he's muscle now. But yeah, I was confused. I loved when they would bring in an extra offensive lineman. We played with a lot of times we played with 2 tight ends as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we just got out coached in the second half as well.
Yeah, I mean, I will do nothing but credit the players. They were out there on. I don't know if that game had any right being a 3-point game at the end. The amount of effort that now again, I was pulling my hair out at the end of the first half at the clock management, because I was like, what the hell? Why are we not committing? Because we're all watching like, what? You were in the stadium. What were you thinking as the clock was?
No, I was the same way, Greg. same way. I'm like, why the heck would we call a timeout? But then Matt Rule explained it today or yesterday. Makes perfect sense. And the fact that okay, so they didn't have their head coach, right?
Right.
And they have Chip Lindsey as
well. I feel like you had said you had shared thoughts and opinions about that over the months.
Okay. Yes. Well, Matt Rule was waiting for them to call a timeout to make us punt, and they didn't. So he's thinking the whole time, we're going to be aggressive. And so he waited till 1 second and called a timeout. And I'm like, everyone's like kind of scratching their head in the stadium. I kid you not, every single person. We're like, what the hell is going on? And then when they came out with it,
I was scratching my head like everybody else.
So yeah, when they came out and got that Hail Mary, I mean, Ja'Cory Barney just going up there and it's like, how was that even possible? How could you dream that up? It was just beautiful. And we went out on a high because of it. I
would say, and you either obviously in the stadium feeling the energy, but probably going back and rewatching it as well. Dylan, I mean, that pass was not intended for Barney. Like, he came in there and glided into frame and took it. But yeah, I agree with the assessment when you hear about it. Obviously, when it works, it's the greatest idea in the world. But
right.
1 second left, and you have an arm like Dylan's. Like, I think we've been, some more than others, but we've been critical of it because we hadn't really seen him unleash it all the time. But it's you have nothing to lose in that situation because you're going to throw it into a heap. It's exceptionally unlikely. I don't know the exact odds, but exceptionally unlikely that Michigan is going to intercept it and return it for a score. So then you have either an incomplete pass or the result that we got, which was a touchdown as time expired, kick the PAT, go into halftime, tie ball game.
Mm-hmm.
So I again, at the time, in the moment, I was like, what the hell's going on? But afterwards, happy as a pig in shit.
Right. Yeah, Matt Rule explained it like this. He said, that's just analytics. We went with analytics. So I love that. When he said that, I'm sitting here going, I wonder how many people he has working on his analytics. Because you have to cover so many stats. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Across college football, you have to figure out, okay, what's the percentage if we do this? And okay, these cornerbacks, freshman cornerbacks, right? Like, you have to put in all these variables. It's just, whoever gets paid to do that better make a heck of a lot of money.
It's, a lot of it comes down to like tendencies, I think stats sometimes, this is going to blow some people's minds, but I think stats sometimes gets overanalyzed. I think, we saw that in the days leading up to, you're talking about like adjusted yards, per carry after, just like what's working and what's not,
Mm-hmm.
I think really unnecessary analysis in baseball, and we're not going to, get in that. Just, everybody's got a clipboard and, a computer. And it's just, at some point, you just got to go out there and play the game. I will credit 100% the amount of fight that the young men showed. It all comes down to, I know there's a little debate in the comments here about coaching versus, some people are saying coaching deficiencies or coming down to coaching, things like that. I don't think it has to do with X's and O's. I just think Michigan had better personnel. Maybe not like position for position, but definitely where it mattered the most, which was at the offensive and defensive lines. Like, we just got.
Oh yeah, their lines are stacked. They figured out they did have a problem. They had the same thing going on their offensive line as we were suffering from last season with injuries, and they weren't sure who's going to work where, and they were shuffling some guys around, and they figured it out right before they played us.
I know that one of the hopes, one of the keys to success, so to speak, was if Nebraska could, Nebraska needed to make Bryce Underwood beat them with his arm, and he didn't have to.
We didn't.
Because if Michigan relied on his arm, he went 12 for 22 with 105 yards.
Plus, they don't have the wide receivers that we do.
Right.
That's where we beat. I mean, I'm just going to say it like it is. I'm not sugarcoating anything. Yes, you guys, I know you guys all know I'm a Dillon fan. But comparatively, our quarterback is better because of his experience. Ultimately, Bryce Underwood might be a better college football quarterback in the end. But Dillon can play. I mean, I honestly believe that he has an NFL arm. He could play in the NFL. But we also have the wide receivers that they don't have. So offensively, we should be scoring points against them. It's just that our tackles could not hold up.
And I'll say, Dana is, saying the quiet part out loud or saying it louder for whatever. Dillon still threw for over 300 yards while getting sacked 7 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of that came, I got to find the right tab. Sorry about that. He found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different receivers. Now, one of them, I guess 9, because they count the catch by Henry Lutovsky off the deflection as a catch. So, but let's say 9 different receivers. They didn't all go for positive yards. Mekhi Nelson's screen got dropped behind the line of scrimmage, but you still had Ja'Cory Barney, who is having himself, had a great end of September. His first career touchdown against Houston Christian, adding 2 more against Michigan. If he wasn't on opponent radars prior to the Michigan game, he definitely will be, moving forward. Luke Lindenmeyer, 10 targets, 7 catches for 60 yards. Emmett Johnson had a few catches out of the backfield. I still think we need to get more looks, more production, more whatever from Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter. They had 5 total catches on 10 targets, and I'm looking at the right. Looks like 70 yards between the 2 of them. Those are guys that we need to see. He's got to look their direction more frequently, or they have to get in more space. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Dana said. Dillon did everything he could to will this team to victory, but he's also running for his life too.
I said it on Monday, and I don't know if everybody was here on Monday or not, but there's one play that's going to stick in my mind for years to come, and that is Dillon came up through the pocket, and he's ready to throw. He moves slightly to the right, and he gets wrapped up in a tackle, and they start bringing him down, and I could see he's starting to throw it. He doesn't, and they bring him down. He rolls over his head, which to me, that is the most scary thing when I see anybody roll over their head. I always think their neck is going to break. And he gets up, and I could see his frustration. He just wanted to spike the ball so bad. And I wanted him to, too, because I could see he was so mad that, he didn't get to, finish that play. There's so many things when you're a play caller, I suppose, that are like that have to be, they break your heart. And then to go back and have to rewatch that, it's not his fault. He just didn't have the blocking there.
It was, like I said, 7 sacks. I'm going to pull up the number of yards that 7 sacks for negative 49 yards. That's a lot of space to give up, but like you said, I think now that we're into Big Ten play, I think people need to start appreciating Dylan more. That probably includes me to a certain degree.
Really? You want to say that again?
No.
Please? I think we need to hear it.
It's entirely possible that I need to also appreciate Dylan Raiola a little bit more.
I second that motion.
Now, I still think there are ways that you can. I got brought up Sunday night, but there were times on Saturday that you could have brought in TJ Lateef in a different package to show the Michigan defense a different look. Maybe keep them a little bit more honest because he's a bit more of a mobile quarterback. I don't know if you're stretching or if you're telling me to stop.
You cannot bring up TJ Lateef at this point. Just don't.
No, I'm not saying like a wholesale, like, abandon Dylan and bring in a second string. No, but I think because he's more mobile, he's a more quote unquote dual threat quarterback. I don't agree with that, wrinkly beef. I think that you had the opportunity to bring him in various packages, various looks. Again, do something to throw off the Michigan defenders because the front seven, they were primarily just pinning their ears back and haul and tail into the offensive backfield. So Roger Moore says use TJ and Heinrich. Again, I'm not calling for
I could have seen using Heinrich a little more because he can take a beating. TJ, I'm worried about. He's a freshman. I don't think you put him up against those mean, angry Michigan defenders. I think we got to get some more weight on that kid.
Oh, TJ?
TJ, yes.
I'm seeing comments here about like the end zone, and I'm trying to. I mean, I think the end zone's fine. Like, he just misjudged it. I don't think you can blame the graphic design on the back.
Oh, right.
Zone,
I mean, people are wanting that to change. I could see because it's red. It's red on the end zone, a white border, but it's also red on the outer line out. I can see changing that. I agree with that. We don't want any confusion for anybody. Maybe people are, guys are colorblind. We've already gone through this. Guys don't have as good eyesight as women. We've already discussed this in the past, okay?
I mean, so I've always known that my reds are true reds.
For you.
There's not been a single person in the chat in all these years who's
That's disagreed. Not true. That is not true. You mistake your red shirt for it's red. You think it's red. It's actually salmon.
It's vintage. It's like a heather red, but it's still red.
Yeah. Well, your red is off.
Ken E says Michigan had 40 solo tackles. Why didn't our receivers break tackles? You could say the same thing about why didn't our defenders tackle better? We gave them a lot of added opportunities because we were throwing arm tackles at them or whiffing altogether. I mean, I think the bye week happens at just the right time because no, Roger, shameful.
I don't know what that means.
Go get salmon.
I'm with you, Roger. We're going to change it for Greg.
No. But you can use this bye week coming out of the Michigan game. I'm going to use the word again, your deficiencies. Where you need to improve. Maybe you have to get back to basics on tackling and actually wrapping up. There, like I said, a lot of arm tackles and the Michigan ball carrier. I'll credit both. I guess technically all three, but primarily Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall because between the two of them, they had 233 yards rushing. So,
but on 3 plays, essentially, 3 major plays.
Well,
They got breakaways. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's not give them the keys.
I'm not anointing them the Heisman or anything like that.
Thank you. They're impressive. I'll give you that. But we are not. No. They had breakaway runs, and that's what you want. That's what
they had
you
an
want.
Offensive line that was able to open up holes for them and get to the second level of the defense. And I remember, I think it was on Haynes' 75-yard run, the TV analyst spent a minute talking about the center who was doing the blocking. He says, yeah, he comes over and double teams the tackle, and then he chips off of him and nudges the linebacker enough. Justice Haynes was 75 yards untouched. Should never happen.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know we were going to dissect it like this. I've lived through enough misery in 1 week. Okay.
All right.
That is disgusting. I don't even. Okay. How do we fix it, Greg? What do we do?
For the tackling purposes?
To fix that from ever happening again. What do we do?
I'm going to sound smarter than I am, but I'm just echoing things that Haas and Jake said, and that is gap integrity. They have to.
Integrity? I never heard that term before.
The linebackers have to stay in their lanes and not, allow themselves to get beat. And I think it was on the lone. I shouldn't say the lone. The designed run for Bryce that he scored the touchdown. So it was like the 46 or something yarder. He put a man in motion, very quickly realized that we were in man. Our safety split out, and he had an open lane. So I think we have to do a better job of disguising our defensive coverage, and then, just making sure that we, as inappropriate as this may sound, Fred, fill the holes. We can't let, the 5 feet, which is about the size of 4 feet, I don't know, size of my desk here. We can't have that much space open for a running back to run through. It comes down to, I think in that capacity, it comes down to, thanks, Gregory.
I've seen Gregory a couple of times today.
So,
Greg, since you brought up a term I wasn't familiar with, I had to Greggle it.
Okay.
Key the Greggling music.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yes.
All right, I got it. Nope, that's just a picture. Hold on, everybody.
Okay, here's the AI overview. It says in football, gap integrity refers to a defense's ability to have a player assigned to and occupying every potential run lane or gap between offensive linemen and the end of the line of scrimmage. Well, I mean, it seems like a very long term for a very simple concept.
Yeah.
Fill the holes, in other words.
Fill the holes.
I liked how you just boiled it down like that.
Just gotta. Hey, you see it? Never mind. Brad says, who has zero gap integrity? Scott Frost. I think that'd be the opposite. I think he filled all. Never mind. Let's see. Scott says the safety was late filling on the 75-yard touchdown run. The Michigan running back was through the hole and had room to juke. Super difficult tackle at that point in the play. Yeah, and again, Justice Haynes. I don't even know if he's a sophomore, junior, senior, over there in Michigan, but good football player. Like he's done this a time or two.
Yes, he has. He is a good football player, but we're not awarding him the Heisman just yet, people.
I don't mean there's not a single player on Michigan who's going to win the Heisman this year. Sorry.
Okay, since you want to go there, who?
I don't know. It's a month in.
Not Michigan.
Just not Michigan. Like they were good. We made them look better.
They attacked our weaknesses. to look better.
Well, yeah.
I like the way I said it much better.
Now you make it sound like we have weaknesses.
We do have some weaknesses.
You just admitted it out loud. No.
30 to 27 is admitting it out loud. Okay.
I think it was said last week on the show that the team that scores 30 points is going to be the team that wins. You know, and we hoped and thought that it would be us. And unfortunately, now I contend, and somebody, let's see, because Ken E and I are, and I guess I'm on a different wavelength than Matt Rule. I still say first drive, we should have gone for points and taken a 3-0 lead.
Sorry. Sometimes I get my facts kind of intermingled if I don't write them down. That's what Matt Rule was talking about, was the analytics for that first drive.
Oh.
It says, oh, sorry, I was taking that off.
No, that's okay. Was it like what Ken E was saying?
Yes.
I didn't know if you were going to read it out loud or if you wanted me to read it.
Well, I had to. First, I had to like gel.
Read it to see if it was the same.
Yeah. Now you can read it.
All right. Kenny says the Rule was right on fourth down. They did get the ball back with chance for 3 and missed the field goal. A field goal on the hash at the 5 is not easy. I know it's not easy, but I feel like you have to try. And again, you're always going to be judged on what doesn't work, right? If they go for the field goal and they miss it, then I'd be saying, you just got to go for it in that situation. They go for it and they miss it. Oh, you got to take the points. Now, just like the Hail Mary at the end of the first half, if it goes right, they're a freaking genius. But I just think when you look at that possession, the missed field goal on the next possession, and then the Hunter, pivoting at the outside of the back of the end zone.
Ooh.
That was, we're having a very different conversation right now if a couple of those things don't happen. Now, we might still be saying, yeah, we still got sacked 7 times and our offensive tackles are garbage. But, hey, we still got the win, and now we can take that next step. But I said this on X after the game, is I still think that this team can, I don't want to say scrape together, but I still think this team has the chance to win 9-10 games this season. Like, I'm not folding my hand or giving up on the team. I think they showed a tremendous amount of fight on Saturday. It was a lot of fun to watch, even though it didn't end up the way we all.
Never mind me. I could possibly agree with that comment, except for you used a politically incorrect term at the end. We can't show that. And you're showing your age, because I'm very familiar with using that term when it didn't even mean what it means now.
Yeah, I think when you get down, Emmett Johnson had some really nice runs, and he ran hard. I feel like when you're down inside the 10, you have to give him more opportunities. Not, I feel like.
Oh my gosh, he had so many, Greg. He had so many. He had so many. Okay, I have it written down somewhere.
He had 19 carries for 67 yards. I'm sorry, 65 yards net. But they were, I'm talking situational. They could have fed him a little bit more down in the red zone. When you're inside the 10 near the 5, that's where Nebraska needs to, pardon my language, run the fucking ball.
Oh.
Like, not fade routes.
Have we gotten to that point in the show yet where we're cussing?
No. I said pardon my language, so I tried to excuse it.
We're 35 minutes in. Is the other Dave's kids asleep after watching Star Wars?
I mean, if they're watching Star Wars, they're probably not paying attention to us.
Let's hope
Star Wars: A New Hope. Can't get my boys to watch it. I'm failing as a father.
Yeah.
Roger Moore says it's time to cuss. Pitt says, "Let us cuss."
Okay.
Let us cuss.
Let's go for it.
The other Dave, I don't know, man.
It's been that kind of a week, a cussing week and a drinking week. But only this week, because guess what, guys? Next week we play Michigan State, and that's a whole, no pun intended, whole other ball game. You're welcome.
Are you? Oh, the pun because it's a new game, right? I see. Roger Moore is outside of his mind, his ever-loving mind. Maybe Gregory Stewart. Maybe Gregory Stewart he's talking about.
People, do you really want to get behind this guy? Am I pointing to him right now?
No, you're pointing to the other side.
Okay, this guy. Greg? Exactly. Look at him.
I mean, I wouldn't vote for me.
Just because he gives you what you want.
I ran for student council in 7th grade. Didn't vote for me. Ended up in a tie with the other kid. And then there was a revote and I lost.
Oh.
Justin, I don't know which comment you're talking about, brother. But also, great to see Justin Rodney in the comment section tonight. Maybe this.
Thank you.
On Michigan's last drive, they would go for a touchdown at our 4-yard. Very likely they get that. There's no shot, even if we recover the onside. I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Did you wait? No.
Taxation is theft.
Did you lose because you forgot to vote for yourself? Wait.
Yeah. No, I didn't forget to vote. I didn't know we could vote for myself. So.
Oh my God.
I was 7th grade. And I ended up moving from that school midway through the year anyway, so it's probably for the best. Post.
I rest my case.
Stop says this show is as bad as Kimmel, boring and slow.
We're not in competition with Kimmel.
It's true.
We want to be worse.
I mean, he gets paid a lot more than we do, too.
Yeah. To be fair, gosh.
Gary Pierce hates the fade route and doesn't even like the haircut. Well, that's shameful.
The fade haircut that Dylan wears.
I don't know. Is that what we're calling it these days?
It is. He has, on one side, he has like this zigzag, like a lightning bolt. And then on the other side, it's just, clean.
I've never looked at or paid that close of attention. So,
well, next time you should.
Yeah, the second best result happened on that fade, and that's that it was an incomplete pass. It was not going to be a caught pass, and the worst, obviously, option or outcome would be an interception going the other way. So, less fades. I think this year Dylan should just fire the football like a missile and stop with like the touch passes. That's my opinion. I want it to be like, since we're the other Dave, if you're still here, let me know if I can swear, because I just want it to be like Varsity Blues, and I just want Dylan to fire that fucking pigskin. That reference maybe.
Dylan is so great. I get so excited watching him. I just wish our offensive line would hold up.
Yeah, it'd be great if, and again, he do be firing it though. Yeah, but I mean, just again, line drive. I go back to, it's not fair. the Houston Christian game, where in the first half, in the first quarter, I believe, he threw 30 yards downfield or so, and it wasn't a tight spiral, a little wobbly, but he was throwing against the wind. But then TJ threw it later in the game, and it was on it was the touch to Cortez Mills Jr., I believe, or Quinn Clark. I can't remember. A lot of time has passed, and I mean that thing was on a line, caught him in stride, and I know Dylan has the arm strength to get the job done. I just want to see a good, well thrown, hard thrown pass. That's all I want to see.
Well, that's what he does. That's his specialty.
Yeah, but no fades. Just I agree. Ken E. More Heinrich Harburg slipping out to catch passes like his touchdown. If they would have done that on that first drive instead of the fade, boom, Nebraska takes a 7-0 lead. Then you start talking about the air leaving Michigan sideline. I'll tell you what, as much as it pains me to say, it was very reminiscent of Nebraska-Illinois 2023 when Nebraska made a goal line stand on Illinois' first drive, and then Heinrich Harburg led Nebraska to victory on that Friday night in Champaign.
Yeah. Okay. He did have a really great throw where it was like sidearm and it was a dart, and I forget who that was to, but Dylan can throw any which way. He can throw while he's running. He can throw off the wrong foot. He can just let him make his own call.
Did you get home and watch the replay of the game? What
do you think?
Yes.
Of course I did.
And that's exactly what the announcers were talking about, is how, because it's always been the comparison. They were, this is the first time Nebraska's been on CBS and I don't know how long. So we got that crew who, they get to rehash all the things that we've already heard, but just talking about the similarities between Dylan and Patrick Mahomes. And they said one of the things that they both have in common is they can throw the ball at any angle, and they both played, baseball in high school and things like that. So like the 45-degree or the sidearm pass is not out of the realm of possibility for either of those two quarterbacks. So yeah, again, Dylan, great quarterback. That's the fade is not his fault. That comes from the sideline because they called the play.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with Ken E.
That's what I said earlier.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, maybe you should say it again. Let's read that.
Dylan nearly willed his team to a win.
Thank you, Ken E.
I said that earlier, but that's all right. All right.
Well, now it counts.
Now it's official. Let's see. Fred says, Husker Chuck, we need a banger of a 5-heart theater. Isn't Highlander a playwright? Yeah, where's Highlander? Where's our script for this week? What's going on there?
I'm telling you guys, you were saved this week because I was going to sing you a song.
I really wish that would have come to fruition. Is it too late to make that happen for next week?
Singing?
Yeah.
I can write it for you to sing.
No.
You're the one with the perfect whoa first take.
Yeah. But what is there like I don't want to call it a parody song, but is there like a tune that you're like, oh yeah, this is
the one you called out, the one by David Allen Coe.
Oh, okay.
The perfect country.
Never even called me by my name.
Yes, I love that song, but it seems like the most perfect song for my life.
Never mind me says I want to hear Minnie sing.
No, you don't. I promise. You may like me now. You won't like me so much after.
Fred says, serious comment. Dylan's performance made William Wallace versus the English look like a pillow fight. That's a bold statement.
That is my favorite Fred Sacco comment ever.
Well, then hold on, because check out this one.
Let me do this. That is good. Thank you.
And then Fred says, serious comment number 2, I don't want either of you singing. That's less serious. Come on, Fred.
No, but Greg can sing.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have rhythm.
That's true. Oh, and Aaron Keene says that many David Allan Coe is way not politically correct.
Why?
Oh, he's let me put it this way. He's got more songs than just You Never Even Call Me By My Name. Well, that's just the one they can play on the radio. So
I like him. Is that not right of me?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay. I do. I love him.
Oh, James Boardman has an idea for a song.
Okay.
Instead of Song Sung Blue by Neil Diamond, Song Sung Red. Everybody knows one. Are you thinking about?
I'm in. Okay. This, like? Guys, I started off by telling you the kind of 60 days I've had. Okay. The last 60 days have been since the other Dave's not letting us know if his kids are up. I assume they're asleep. The last 60 days have been shit. And so I really feel like country gets me right now. Okay. So I want a country song.
A country song. All right.
Mm-hmm. And plus, I'm turning 50 on Tuesday. Gee.
I don't know if you're.
Well, at least I made it to 50. See, I'm always one of those people.
Is this the first time that you've publicly acknowledged the number?
I think I did on Monday, because I was like, Fred was there and he's 50 already, so it made me feel okay.
Right.
You act 70.
Huh?
So you act 70. So
I've got so many aches and pains right now. I'm almost got to stand up and stretch. Let's see.
Plus, you have a lot of gray hair.
That's true. Fred says Greg couldn't carry a tune if it had handles on it. Well,
that is so not true.
I heard this on a Bloodhound Gang CD back in the 90s. I sing like an amputee because I can't hold a note and I can't carry a tune. By the way, don't say that accidentally in a crowd when you don't realize that one of the people in the crowd is an amputee. It's a little hard. James wants to know if you can sing 99 Left Balloons after touchdowns.
Oh, I would love to.
Or 99 Red Balloons is the English version. So
I will. That I'll do for you, James. By the way, at the game, I sat by the coolest old lady. I mean, maybe she's 55. I don't even know. She's probably just 5 years older than me, and I'm calling her old. Anyways, she gets out her little like Kodak camera, from like 1980s.
With like the film in it?
Yes. And she's taking pictures of the balloons being let go. And it's so cute because she shows up with her. She's like, I'm her. She's me. There's just that little age gap. She shows up with her little printout of the game, like the roster. Because, we can see that. No, her own printout of who is who. And it's so nice because it's like double-sided and it's only 3 pages. And I'm like, okay, so who's 19 again? Cortez Mills Jr. Okay. And we're like sharing all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this lady. She's fun.
Now, she said it was 3 pages. Was it like a larger font so that she could see it easier?
I could see it and she could see it. So probably.
Let's see. So, serious question number 3 from Fred. Is there THC in Minnie's seltzer tonight? Whoa.
There's not, but I've discovered THC. THC, not for me personally. Not for me. No, because I told you guys about the one time I tried a gummy.
Hang on, comment section.
Good. No, but THC is a great, Greg, if you have any pains, if anyone has any pains, let me tell you, because my mom has a disease where it eats away at your bones. And so she's in a lot of pain, right? THC works better than opioids. The ointment.
I gotta address this. Justin Rogers says, Minnie, that had to be nice seeing the younger generations using old technology.
No, it wasn't younger.
You think he's poking fun?
I do.
You never guess who decided to join us.
Who?
BFOTS Josh Hansen says, I made it. What did I miss? And then before we have an opportunity to highlight and address that, Aaron Keene says, Hansen, game dissection and the trampling of the First Amendment. Same old, same old. Yes, there was.
Welcome.
There was a comment earlier that used a word that is a little out of fashion. So somebody did not want that particular comment highlighted.
Okay. THC ointments. Okay. I'm telling you, you gotta get the 1,000 milligram THC ointment. Rub it on anything that hurts. Oh my gosh, it is like a lifesaver. It is.
I'm not doubting you. That's not. No, stop it.
What are you doing?
I'm reposting the show on X for all the.
Oh, you know what we're gonna do though? For those of you on X, you need to come over here to YouTube because
we're trying this out.
Yeah, we're gonna try this out first time. So we're gonna say goodbye to you on X and come over to YouTube.
All hundreds of you.
Okay.
Okay. This is not a Greg decision. I'm very nervous. Oh, they're gone. Oh, we just pissed everybody off.
No, we didn't. They'll come over now.
And if they don't. And it's funny because it happened just after I reposted the stream. So there you go. If you're on X, I mean, not now, obviously, because all of our X viewers are gone. But if you have an X account and you want to interact or follow along during the show and in-game thoughts, make sure you follow the number 5 Heart Podcast. So,
yes.
Jumpin' Jesus, Minnie, running it on anything. Clean it up by Monday. It says.
Okay.
And Roger's very surprised. I flew under the radar.
Ointment. Guys, I've been my mom's drug dealer lately. You name it, I got it for her. Whatever makes her feel good.
Josh says, I'm not a mathematician, nor am I a commie, but isn't 1,000 milligrams just a gram?
Yes. Yes, it is, Josh. Smartass.
And Justin Raji here to remind us what we should all be doing all the time. And that's, look at that, all the fireworks. Just a friendly reminder, now that you're here with us on YouTube and Facebook exclusively, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. You can do both of those. You can do other emotions or reactions, I guess, on Facebook, but thumbs up here on YouTube. Subscribe to the Coronation YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure that you ring that bell for notifications so you never miss a new link, a new show. I think it was Never Mind Me said that notifications still aren't notifying him, so ring the bell again. I don't know. Try unringing the bell and then ring it again. Kind of like turning it off and turning it back on again. I'm not sure. But do all that. And again, I will put this comment in the links, or link in the comments rather, because the Team Jack Radiothon is going on. So if you feel like supporting that, may not be a bad idea. Throw them a few bucks if you haven't already. What a tremendous worthy cause. So,
Greg, do you have a cannabis story? I've told mine.
Yeah,
Look at that smile. What? That's a smile, guys. We don't see this often.
I don't have a good I didn't have good experiences with cannabis, as you said. First time I tried cannabis, I was in college. Surprise, surprise. And I tried it in with a group of people, and this was it was a puff pass situation, and I puffed and puffed, and and I was not allowed to pass. They made me puff again, as I'm like, okay, this is good. I knew right away, like it was not for me. I went to bed thereafter.
Did you feel? Wait. Did you feel peer pressured?
I was curious, right? I was curious. So they were kind enough to share. And then when I left the party, shall we say, and went to lay down, I got very paranoid because I couldn't physically feel like my stomach or my lungs. And I thought that I should be able to what happened to my stomach and my lungs? Then I went to sleep. So that was, I was 19 at the time. The other time I was 21. I was living up in Nebraska, actually. Don't tell anybody. And in the apartment that I had was converted from a house. It was like a house. It converted into 3 apartments in this college town, Shatter State College. And I had gone downstairs to the downstairs, I guess, tenant, roommate, whatever. And they had a little device for participating in the cannabis inhalation. And I want to say that there was like a comedy special or something on, and they were laughing, and I thought they were laughing at me. I'm like, "You're not laughing at me?" So I got very paranoid, and I'm like, "I'm going back upstairs." So those are my 2 stories. I didn't care for it, didn't stick clearly, and so it's the short version of the story.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for telling the story. Very eventful and tragic.
I feel bad for the people who decided to share with me. I feel like it was a waste of their good product or whatever. So
well,
let's see. Gregory Stewart says, do you know what they call a Big Mac in Amsterdam? I don't know about Amsterdam. I know in France, it's not a Big Mac, it's a quarter pounder with cheese. And it was a Royale with cheese.
I took a group. I told you I used to teach English in Romania, and they had a McDonald's there, and everyone's like, "Oh, McDonald's, we need to go." So we went to McDonald's, and I'm a vegetarian at this point, but everybody else wanted to order a cheeseburger. So they ordered cheeseburgers, and they get them, and they unwrap them, and the cheeseburger is not what you think it is. What would you think a cheeseburger is?
I mean, I've had countless McDonald's cheeseburgers in my day, and I've made at home countless cheeseburgers. I couldn't begin to imagine what a Romanian cheeseburger is.
It was fried cheese on a hamburger bun.
That's no patty, no beef patty? No all beef patty?
It's a cheese shaped burger. Like, it's a cheese Yeah. And they just fried it and put it in between buns.
That makes me so sad.
I know. Everyone was disappointed.
Hopefully they didn't pay full price for not a full burger.
Well, the euro.
They didn't even get like a grilled cheese sandwich. They just got like fried cheese on a bun. That's horrible.
It was. It was such a disappointment to everyone.
All right. So anything else we have to talk about the Michigan game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have stuff.
Oh, good. Yeah. Because, at some point, I don't remember how or when, but we got a little off topic.
Okay. Okay. We got to figure out the run game.
Our run game? Or defending the run game?
No, our run game. What the hell is going on there? And I know Matt Rule talked about it on Tuesday, but who else is going to run?
I mean, we have a stable of running backs, right?
No.
Evan Johnson, Isaiah Mosey, Mekhi Nelson, Quentin Ives, who didn't get a carry.
I don't think
didn't register carry in the stats.
I don't think you can count on Quentin Ives. Okay. I think if there's anybody, whatever happened to Vince Venatone? Genatone. Remember they moved him over to running, but he must not have gotten it.
I mean, I think he's still there. Like, I don't think he disappeared.
I don't see him on the depth chart at all. But I do see Mekhi Nelson.
At some point, I don't know, I've been a big believer in Emmett Johnson. I feel like he just needs more. I say this, he needs more carries. He had, 19 carries. Not every defense is going to be Michigan's defense, right? Like Tony says, we need to get the run game going against Sparty. I just want to say that so that I could unhighlight. No offense. I think we have capable backs. We have young backs, and so like they need a little bit of space and time to develop, and then the offensive line has to do them some favors and actually block, or we have to find ways to get them the ball in space.
Fred always makes me laugh. The simplest thing like that made me laugh. And he saw that and he's like, Minnie saw that word. Sorry, Greg.
No, you're fine. Gary wants more to the story of teaching English abroad.
Yes, I taught English in Romania for 6 years. They actually thought I was Romanian until I would start talking. When I would go like exchange money, one lady said, "Gosh, you have a really good accent." Because I was picking up Romanian words. I was trying to learn the language, and I did. If you don't use it, you lose it. And she said to me, "You speak Romanian, but I can tell you have an accent." And I said, "Well, that's because I'm not Romanian." And she did not believe me. She thought I was faking my accent, like I was Romanian pretending to be American. So, but I taught English to orphans, actually. It was a lot of fun times.
I feel like that's rewarding and heartbreaking all at the same time.
It was wonderful. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I looked forward to every single day.
Oh, here, Wade, that's a great comment. I'm going to star that for a little later since we're talking more about like the game specifically. So, but that's a great question, Wade. So if you're with us, you're live and it's 10:05, you're like, Wade's comment. What's Wade's comment? Now you know. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can't see the comment until we post it later in the show. So, Tony says you were teaching in Transylvania.
Close. It was close to Transylvania. Close to those mountains. I was in Arad, if you're familiar with that, which is by Bucharest.
I've heard of Bucharest.
Okay.
I still don't know what happened in Budapest.
You've probably heard of Budapest.
Yes.
So that's where, so I would, from Arizona, I would fly to like at the time, Phoenix didn't have an international airport, so I'd have to fly to like Chicago or Washington, D.C., and then catch another flight to Germany, to Frankfurt, Germany, and then catch another flight to Budapest, Hungary, and then drive a van across the border to Romania.
In through the mountains?
27 hours it would take to get there.
Better person.
Crazy.
Gary wants to know if you can speak some Romanian. Did you lose it from lack of using it?
Yeah, it's been a while, but last week I actually ran into somebody from Romania and I was talking with her and it came back to me. Bună ziua, that is good day. And I can't remember very much.
Wade, it's all coming. The pieces of the puzzle are all coming together because Wade says that's why you like the night, because of your Transylvanian time spent abroad.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Josh says, is it off season already? Nope, just bye week.
Sorry, Josh. I know nobody really cares. This is just, I don't know how we even started talking about it.
I don't know. Oh, sandwiches and burgers that aren't burgers and munchies and Lord only knows.
Because we were talking about THC.
Oh yeah.
And then Greg told a story about Puff Puff Pass.
I was younger. That was
Greg,
well over 20 years.
Would you puff and pass now?
No.
In the right setting?
No.
No?
No, I can't even stand the smell of it. Like, I hate the fact that it's legal in Illinois.
Oh.
Because, like, I have to smell it. I sometimes have to smell it in my neighborhood.
What about a little gummy? If it like helps chill out a little.
Why do I need to chill out? I'm mellow as can be.
Not always. I've noticed could use a little chill once in a while.
That's what alcohol's for.
Okay.
All right. Offensive line. Let's see. Josh says offensive tackles got to get fixed. That'll help the run and the pass.
Yep,
and
he's right.
Gregory says Huskers netted only 43 yards on the ground because of the sacks and converted 2 of 12 third downs. See, I don't need that, sack adjusted, rushing yards. I'll stick to my 90 or so rushing yards and not subtract the 49 that we had on 7 sacks. 2 of 12 on third down is concerning. It's a complete opposite of what it was the last 2 games when, we didn't really punt at all in 2 games. So I would like to obviously see that third down conversion ratio, flip, in the bye week. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll leave it to the people who get paid the big bucks, right, Minnie?
Yep. We just have to, I'm just going to say it. If Elijah Pritchett doesn't play more than 6 snaps this next game, there's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, why the hell are we paying him? And you either have to leave him in there long enough to get into a rhythm.
Greg, remember with Micah Mazuka, how there was that kind of like a personality conflict between him and Donovan Raiola, which I love all Raiolas. Donovan, please get along with everyone. That's all I'm asking. Please put Elijah Pritchett in. Please.
Justin Raji says, Minnie, are you sure you're not high?
I am not. No. Guys, I'm not. I've just had a rougher week than usual. Okay.
Josh wants to know what happens if he plays 6 snaps and gets 3 flags.
Josh, that's not positive thinking.
I saw a lot of comments on X during and after the game about, this being year 4, I guess, of Donovan, maybe year 5. I guess maybe he was only here for the last year of the Frost era. Right. And I just think like our offensive line across the board in his time, and I'm not saying he's solely at fault, but it's just been very inconsistent. It wasn't that long ago, I guess a year and change or so, we were talking about how, oh my gosh, Bryce Benhart looks like a completely different player after, Donovan and Matt Rule, tutelage and things like that. So I don't know. I kind of go back to my initial thoughts after the game and into Sunday is our biggest problem is not X's and O's. We just need better personnel in some spots, not across the board, like not wholesale. We're not flipping a roster a la Dion a couple of years ago or some other schools. We just need upgrades at some key places. We did a good job of upgrading the wide receiver room. Obviously, quarterback is on an upward trajectory still because we haven't seen the best of Dylan Raiola yet, I don't think. And Minnie, I hope that you wouldn't disagree with that.
It sounds like a little slam, but I'll not take the bait.
I don't view it as I think that he's 16, I guess 17 with the bowl game, 17 games into his collegiate career. He should not be peaking right now. Like he should continue to improve so that by the end of next year he's ready to be drafted. That's what I'm saying. We have upgraded in some positions, but we need to just in this offseason open up the Brinks truck, back it up on some offensive tackles, some interior linemen. Again, I'm not the first person to say this, definitely not publicly, but what was missing in last week's game was the fact that we didn't have any big bodies on the defensive line like Ty or Nash.
Do you realize Ty and Nash were 5th year players?
Oh yeah. It's our great misfortune that they both had to exit the program at the same time. Or not great. Yeah, great misfortune. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad for us that we lost them both at the same time.
We have 56% freshmen on our team. Where's Melissa when I need her? She knows all these stats right off the top of her head. Greg, yeah, we know we need a stronger defensive line, but you don't get that out of the portal.
I think you got a Rocco Spindler out of the portal, and he's been solid for you.
Defense.
But we name 2 defensive linemen who are just solid.
Cam Lenhart and Elijah Judy.
They're solid, but they're not big mass guys. Like Judy's a big guy. I think he
fast. Name 2 that are solid.
Cam Lenhart's not the biggest guy.
That's okay. Oh. I think it's more like, I know Fred Sacco is no Haas. No offense, Fred. I don't mean that offensively, Fred. But Fred suggested on Monday night that maybe it's just a matter of scheming. Your defensive line's a little bit smaller, so maybe you bring more guys up front. Gap integrity.
Well, then we run the risk of blitzing every game. or every play. I mean, and and whatever needs to happen to, at the end of 60 minutes of football, have more points on the scoreboard than the other team, whatever that takes. Whether that's Jimmy's and Joe's or X's and O's, a combination of the two. That was kind of that. I was excited all through the game, even kind of having hints that it wasn't going in our favor while I was playing catch up. But that was still like kind of a gut-wrenching loss as a fan.
Oh, you're telling me I had to walk back and dissect that in my gut. And I'm like, with every single step, I'm like, okay, we lost. We lost. The game's over. We lost. What can I take away from this game? Other than it feels like shit. That's it.
I love this comment by Husker Bob. He says, our offensive tackles look like they have the footwork of Peter Boyle in Young Frankenstein. Did you ever see Young Frankenstein?
I can imagine, though.
It's fantastic. Throw it in your Google it, wherever streaming app it's on. It's Peter Boyle. It is Gene Wilder. It's black and white. It's hilarious.
I walked back to my hotel. Oh my gosh.
Any more of those gummies and she might have floated back to her house.
No, guys, I don't take gummies. I give them to other people. I'm a drug dealer. Okay.
Whoa. I don't think you can say that.
I think I can. It's legal here. I walked back and I had tiramisu from my favorite waitress, Anna.
Wade says, good thing you didn't have to walk back to Transylvania. And both Josh and James reference putting on the Ritz. That's an iconic scene in that movie. So if nothing else, throw into your Google machine sometime, Young Frankenstein's putting on the Ritz.
Okay.
Josh says, John's going to be so angry when Coordination gets deplatformed for drug references.
He'll be okay with it.
Let's see. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, based on our performance so far to date, are we an 8, 9, or 10-win team? Minnie, I'm going to let you take that one first.
There's not a whole lot of difference between 8, 9, and 10 wins. Basically, it's the luck of your schedule.
Okay. I was not sure how you were going to finish that off, but well done. I mean, not well, but I think you nailed it. I think 10 wins is definitely attainable. We have to be better than we were, and I'm not, like I've said before, there's not a game on the schedule that I'm going to look at and be like, no, Nebraska's going to lose that game. It's just not my way. So, work on that gap integrity, et cetera, et cetera. And I definitely think that, that the top end of this is feasible. I know somebody said, and maybe I have it in the starred comments here. How do we better have at least 9 or we ride it down. Wolverines!
Well, that just also sounds like I love Western movies. That sounds like something you'd say in a Western.
We ride at dawn?
Let's ride at dawn.
100%.
Yes.
You got to get up well before to get your horses saddled up and tacked out and ready to ride.
Yeah. My middle child, she has an alarm clock that it's called Hatch, and it the sun rises when it's rising here.
It's like synced with the actual sunrise?
Wake her up.
That's wild.
It goes down when the sun sets. It's so peaceful.
See, my boys have my twins have a Hatch like I call it their light and sound machine because it'll play like, the waves against the beach or, things like that. So, but I like yours sounds even better because sometimes I feel like I got to go in there with the trash can lid, like clang, 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 get up, boys. Living in Omaha, David Matney says, my question, how do you fix the offensive line issues in the middle of the season?
Yeah. I think it's what – oh, sorry. You go first.
No, please.
No, you.
Oh, okay. You just have to probably shuffle them around a little bit. Maybe you have to see if – and again, not an original idea of mine. I'm just rehashing what Haas said, but maybe you have to see if Sam Sledge is ready at center because you might have to move Justin Evans back to guard, and then you have to find a different place for Lutovsky because Gunnar Gatula is probably going to be your main guy on the left side. Maybe Lutovsky has to move to a right tackle. I don't know. How about you?
Unfortunately, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Why is that unfortunately?
Because I have nothing else to add.
Okay.
I wish I did, but it is a matter. I mean, the only way you can fix it right now, number one, fix Elijah Pritchett. I don't care what his mistakes are.
Yeah.
Fix it and get him in the game. Number two, figure out what the hell's going on with right tackle. Maybe we need to switch up the guys, like what Greg said. I think it's a matter of just everybody working together as a unit. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was just going to say Josh and I are thinking similarly because Fred says, but they said we had, quote, 8 guys who could play on the offensive line. And Josh says they didn't say they could play well, Fred.
And Haas did say this is the best offensive line that we've had since 2006.
He did say that.
I know. So that tells me that we do have a lot of talent. We just have to figure out where to place them.
James says Holgerson brought in a wide receiver coach in the offseason. Maybe he knows a good offensive line coach. And Wrinkly Beef said, I don't hate this idea. Turn the effing cameras off and let the fellas go at each other. Like, I know we saw, what was it, last year, right? They were doing like a little modified Oklahoma drill on the sideline before a game.
Yes. Ooh.
Maybe there's something there. Gary Pierce says a fullback picking up the first guy who comes through in 2 seconds is one way. And I know, Nebraska had success in like the one time that they ran from the I formation on Saturday. The announcers were quick to say, well, they're celebrating the national champion, team from 1995. So yeah, it's good to see some old I back formation from the Huskers. And I just don't know who we'd put in that fullback spot on a consistent basis. Maybe Genatone's there. I don't know.
What's going on with him? Oh gosh, I lost my thought.
If the offensive line aren't placed properly, then where is the problem? Hint rhymes with Ronovan. Ronovan. And Justin disagrees with Haas, maybe on paper, but if we don't improve, this offensive line is nowhere near last season. So had to fill in a few of the blanks there.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Greg, you have the coveted Milt Tenopur's book. Have you read that? You have it right there.
I keep it right here, and I look at it from time to time. I'm not completely done with it because I haven't been able to read as much. I mean, I can read. I just haven't been able to sit down and like read it at like chunks at a time. So I haven't finished it, but it's here's the thing. It's it's a lot to digest.
Okay. What happens when you have tackles not tackling, not guarding? What happens? What does Milt say? What does good old Milt say? Does he have any like fixes for this?
You know what? Maybe this is what we should do. We'll just do like story time with old Uncle Milt. But this is what.
Remember, we were going to do story time by your fireplace every Friday night. We thought about doing that.
I forgot which shoulder the fireplace is over. I mean, it still could be a thing.
Maybe we should go for this book.
Just make sure I have my bookmark in place. Let's see here. All possible inline stunts and off-the-line blitzes need to be schooled weekly, so linemen aren't alarmed when they occur in the game. We show all these possibilities when we have our group work and work in pairs. The key to developing sound offensive linemen is the repetition and practice. You should never let a day go by when you haven't worked on the very basic principles. To assume that as the season enters the homeward stretch, linemen have every basic thing mastered is the biggest mistake you as his coach can make. In order to continue improving technique, daily repetition throughout the season is a must. So on and so forth. All
well, I mean, that's not secret.
No, I'm not giving away Nebraska's secrets on the show. Like, what if enemies are watching?
Okay, fair enough.
So, has Donovan read it? Probably not. This book is not. It's not easy to get your hands on this book. No, it does not have pictures in color or pictures to color either. So, I mean, again, I guess you could always go back and color in the diagrams. Let's see here. Yeah, you could always color in the diagrams as you see here.
Oh, those are pretty pictures.
I imagine that probably took half the time. It's just creating the diagrams from whatever MS Paint, was available in the 1990s when this book was made. Well, secrets in a publicly published book that is very difficult to find.
It's a limited edition, right? There's not very many of these printed. They only wanted a select few people to have their hands on it.
Minnie, I feel like you would know the answer to this question. Gary Pierce says, wasn't it Rocco Spindler who said we'd win some national blocking award?
It was actually, I hate to say this. It was, I don't want to say it because you guys are going to give him a hard time, and I love him.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine. We have a comment in here about Dylan.
It's not the what was it? Jason Bateman Award. It's the Joe Moore Award.
Justin says it was Rocco.
Oh, it was Rocco? Did he mention it? Well, Dylan was talking about it. I know that.
I don't know. But speaking of Dylan, as Aaron Keene says, Thursday night worship service at the Cathedral of Dylan. All hail.
Dylan is great.
Wait for the Charlie Brown Award, blockheads. And the Jason Bateman Award? Like the actor?
No. Yes. Fred said, remember when you were talking about how they might win this award? They're not winning that award. And I think he said that it was the Jason Bateman Award.
Way to go, Fred. The Raising Cane's Award. Let's see. Ken said that in response to Fred, he put a lot of effort in recruiting linemen, just getting beat out. They got Bricks. It takes 5 years at least to get the depth you need. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Grant Bricks at all, so I don't know. He's a sophomore now, and he's not even on the field. So what's up? I guess my concern would be, why is he developing so slowly?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I mean, no, I'm not like, why not? Why couldn't you just put him out there and could it be that much worse than what we're seeing from our tackles?
Yeah, apparently it can. He's not big enough yet. Just hold on. You'll see him because, oh, hey, how about this? You know they're going to
change. He reclassify to come to Nebraska early, to enroll early? So he said, did he?
I don't remember if he did or not. I feel like he did. I feel like that's right. But Greg, did you hear that they're changing the 4 years of eligibility 4 to 5?
I didn't hear that. So like a super senior now?
Mm-hmm. That's because honestly, it's better for college athletes. They get paid. If they don't make it to the NFL, so what? They still can make some money.
I don't know how to think about that.
And plus, they get to develop more, especially with offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I love this idea. I mean, you'll still see like the amazing quarterbacks like Dylan Rail will only stay for 3 years, but it hasn't passed yet. It hasn't passed yet, but they're probably will.
It's consideration.
Yeah.
I got you. Let's see. Raji's telling me that Grant Bricks played during the Akron and Houston Christian games. Gunner was good enough to start as a freshman, says Mr. Boardman. And in response to something that Josh said, Fred says our offensive line has been both spayed and neutered. And Tony is like me, hadn't heard that fifth year of eligibility discussion yet. So
yeah, well, your best friend has. I guess he doesn't let you know what is in the news. Some best friend you have.
I'd say some best friend I am.
Yeah.
Not worthy of being told this information. Thanks, Josh.
So if players get a 5th year of eligibility, that would mean like somebody like Elijah Judy, Marcus Buford.
I thought Marquise was already in his 5th year.
I think so. I think this is his final year. But wouldn't that just like... Oh, and Javin Wright. I thought he was in his 7th year. Anyways, these guys would like hang around.
Or
that's what Michigan did in 2023.
Or get drafted, right?
Well, no, because they won't get drafted. They won't get drafted unless they develop more. They won't get drafted.
I mean, I think there's a spot out there somewhere for Javin, right? I think he led the team in tackles this past week.
Not with blood clots.
Oh, I forget about that.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, we should just be very fortunate that he's playing football at all, and he probably should be.
Yes. Yes.
But Josh says it's best friend of the show, meaning not best friend personally. But
you're my best friend too.
But Gary says that means Levante David gets another year. He'd come back and
that'd be great.
He would run roughshod. So yeah, I mean, I again, this is the first time I've heard this. Guys want to stick around and keep playing college ball. I think what may end up meaning is that you're going to have a lot of guys who might take that last year and go somewhere else. Like, I don't
know. No.
I'm not saying like Nebraska, but I'm saying you could see that across the country.
But here's the deal, really, Greg. This is what I began to say. In 2023, when Michigan won the national championship, why do you think they won?
Counter Stallions. They were cheating.
They stacked their team full of graduate players. They had more graduate players than anyone across college football.
And a lot more cheating.
Well, they just used the rules to their advantage. And if we could do the same, let's say, like I said, we have these players that have been around for a while and they know the system and they're good at their jobs. Let's say we get them for another year. Doesn't that set us up for success?
It could. I don't know. I still think that if a team, I'm not going to say Nebraska necessarily, but if a team's not progressing at the level, some guys might want to use that fifth year and just try to get onto a championship team. Like, I don't know if I can win it, Oklahoma State, but I have a pretty impressive resume. Let me try to jump to the SEC or US. I don't know. I just think it's going to mean a lot more players in the transfer portal in that last year.
I mean, okay, Craig, you really don't see very many offensive or defensive linemen in the transfer portal.
I know.
You see a lot of skilled players.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought we were talking about just roster. I didn't know we were talking specifically about linemen.
Well, I'm saying what we need is the experience on our lines. We need these guys to stick around as long as possible. And I love that we might be going to 5 years.
Okay. And then let's see. Josh says, so if you go to JUCO and that doesn't get counted now, in 5 years you can be 35-year-old and still in college. He says just like he was.
Well, that's what it was. Javin Wright went to a junior college first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's been so long playing football. Like I want to say it's his 7th year.
So a comment by Wade here reminds me of a previous comment by Wade that I said we're going to circle back to that. He says, why does Nebraska have a salary cap as far as how much they can spend on players? Why does Nebraska have 6 quarterbacks? There are at least 2 to 3 quarterbacks money we could be spending on linemen, offensive or defensive linemen. So why do we have 6 quarterbacks, Minnie?
Do we have 6?
You're going to ask and I'm going to look.
If we do, that's not good. I mean, I suppose we're not paying all 6.
Aren't we? Let's see. Dylan, TJ, Jalen, Marcos Davila, Luke Longval.
Why do we have Luke? Why do we have those 2? They've never played. Do they have other positions they play? I don't think so.
But I can guarantee you that, we're not.
I don't think we're paying them,
Luke, and we're not paying. But here's where, now we're maybe not this year, but we are heading towards 105 player roster limit. So why are we? I mean, I guess we need scout team quarterbacks, but I don't know. You can only play one quarterback at a time.
Yeah, I kind of assume those guys aren't getting paid.
Right.
I would assume we're paying Davila and TJ Lateef.
I would be disappointed if we were paying Davila.
Really?
I don't think what is he adding? Realistically.
Well, he's. I mean, they were talking about him being the number 2.
But I think we can put that aside, right? He's not going to be number 2. TJ's the number 2.
Why would he? Why? No, Greg. I keep telling you, stop saying TJ anything playing this year. Stop it.
Oh, okay. Who has more reps? Who has more snaps this year?
It doesn't even matter. You put TJ in when things are easy and build his confidence, build his stats, build him up because you want him to stay.
Marcos Davila came from Purdue. He needs confidence too.
No, he doesn't.
He came from a poverty program.
No, come on. He's just going to be like, okay, you know what? Dylan's hurt. We need you to go in and just like run and he'll get killed. I don't even know how that's possible. I just don't even want to entertain that thought, Justin.
I feel like I've been vindicated.
I feel like you were looking for like this moment since the show began.
I mean, again, why
would you want to like crap on a girl who lost her dog?
Why? What does that have to do?
I don't know.
Fred says Minnie throwing a flag on Rule himself. TJ's legit. The depth chart says that's possible.
Oh, I don't like that. Then why do we want?
Says, stop saying TJ will play this year. Also, play TJ when things are easy. Okay. Josh says Dana also said TJ jumped to clear number 2 during fall. And Justin says that TJ beat out competition. So
all right, guys, heaven forbid Dylan ever get hurt.
Fact.
Lord, don't ever let that happen. Well, it won't happen because he has those Polynesian bones. Okay. If his helmet comes off and he has to leave for a play, okay. Who are they going to really put in? Do you really think it's TJ? Like, if the game is hardcore like it was against Michigan, you really think they're going to put TJ in?
I still think we had a missed opportunity by not putting TJ in against Michigan.
Craig, what is wrong with you?
Again, he forces the defense to play a little bit more strip because he's a pure dual threat quarterback. Think about this, because he has a little bit more agility, a little bit more speed than Dylan, he could have ran for a touchdown in the red zone. We could have won the game.
Don't.
But we didn't, because we didn't put in TJ Lateef.
That's not true. That's not true. Our offensive line couldn't hold up. That's all it was.
Well, yeah.
Sorry if you guys.
But again, I thought I gave Dylan plenty of credit earlier in the show.
No, obviously not. I don't think anyone here sees where I'm coming from at all.
His mobility would keep the defense honest.
I don't trust putting TJ in against those edge rushers. Are you freaking kidding me? He would get killed.
Fred says TJ would have carried us to victory on the strength of his legs. Dustin Waterman says TJ is far and away a better runner than Dylan. Write that down.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm not disagreeing with that.
TJ would run past the line. Quarterback run threat is a factor. All I'm saying, I said earlier in the show, it didn't have to be full time. It didn't have to be bench Dylan in favor of TJ. That's not what I was advocating for. I was saying it would have been great to see him on the field in a couple of packages or a series just to see what he could do.
Okay, for just memory's sake, when have we seen TJ on the field? Oh, that's right. When the game is totally in hand and you want to build his confidence and you want the fans to get behind a new quarterback to see how amazing he is and to eat it up with a spoon like you're doing right now, so that now you're out here saying TJ should play against Michigan. No, TJ should not.
I mean, it couldn't have been any worse.
Yeah, actually, it could have been. Remember what happened in 2023?
I mean, you want to know because we don't have Jeff Sims.
Greg?
Now you're comparing TJ to Jeff Sims.
2023 was a nightmare. 2021 was a night. Okay, you know what, Greg? Let's just agree to disagree.
Okay. Mr. Manny's a fan of TJ. That's all we need to know.
Everyone is supposed to be. That's the point.
The backup quarterback is everybody's favorite player. BFOTS Josh Hansen says 2023 was a good year. Had a second kid that year.
Aww.
So, and Aaron Rostovsky is late. Says, what did I miss? Just most of the show.
Okay, get on the TJ train with me. Everybody here is saying that TJ should have played against Michigan. Go ahead, Rostovsky. You know what I'm going to do? No. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the, I can do this. I'm going to put our StreamYard link in the chat.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, we don't take guests on this show. This is not Monday night.
I don't care. And you can come on and talk about whether or not TJ should have played against Michigan. And if you say he should, I might just click the kick out of studio button. If you agree with me, you can stay.
I think Aaron is lobbying for TJ to transfer. He says if TJ sees a meaningful snap at Nebraska, something is going to turn. Oh, he's thinking Dylan Raiola and then giving the keys to Trey Taylor, I guess. It was a nightmare because we didn't have TJ. 10 wins with TJ. I think Mr. Madden is just trolling at this point. And again, I said that Dylan did everything he could to get us to win. Everything he could. I'm not beating up on Dylan at all. I just think in one or two moments you could have brought TJ in to give Michigan a different look. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying bench Dylan. I'm not saying that at all.
Greg, let me ask you.
Like that part's being lost. So
when were you hired as the offensive coordinator for the great Nebraska Cornhusker football team?
Never.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So because I'm not on the staff, I'm not allowed to have an opinion?
You can have an opinion.
I'm just not allowed to have a dissenting opinion.
But it's not educated, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, this is going to be the end of the 5 Heart podcast then, because I'm uneducated and I don't need to have a show if I'm not allowed to spew my uneducated venom to YouTube and Facebook, and sorry to the people on X.
Okay,
all right.
Fine. Go ahead. Spew it. The venom that it is.
Again, all I'm saying, it would have been nice to see TJ for a few plays, not the whole game. I'm not down on Dylan's performance. I'm not blaming Dylan for the fact that he was sacked 7 times. I think he did a great job just doing what he did. This is not my advocating for TJ is not a knock on Dylan. It is, I'm purely saying it would have been nice to see him in there, give Michigan a different look, especially down in the red zone where we have historically struggled. You put a mobile quarterback in there, they may have to rethink some things. Maybe they just have to burn a timeout. I don't know. I'm just curious to see how it could have gone. That's all.
Greg, you're talking about a millisecond. A mobile quarterback. Dylan kept going up in the pocket. He kept breaking the pocket because the tackles weren't holding up. How is TJ going to get past their defensive line? He's not.
With TJ, you could do some designed quarterback runs.
But there weren't any holes.
You could do some.
How many times? Do you remember how many times Emmett Johnson ran and just didn't even get hardly any yardage? How many carries did he have? He had like a lot for very little carries.
I mean, I don't know about a lot.
He did. He absolutely
he had
did.
19 carries for 65 yards.
There you go. What the heck?
3.4 yards per carry.
There you go. You can't get very far. If our tackles aren't holding up, they got to hold up, and we got to get some gaps in there. That's what the problem was. You can't even run against them when our line isn't holding up.
So we just can't try anything different.
No, it's not that. We just need stronger tackles. Bottom line. That's what I started out with.
I mean, we could have ran an option, speed option to the perimeter. You can't just not try. I understand what you're saying about there not being a ton of running room. But maybe in some of those moments when Dylan was pressured, TJ has a little bit better speed and mobility. He could have perhaps done something different under pressure. I don't know. I'm not a 19-year-old Division I college football player. I just would have liked to have seen one or two scenarios where TJ Lateef had the opportunity to show Michigan something different.
Okay. I guess
Justin disagrees with me.
I guess that's fair. Whatever you think, Greg, we'll go with that as like pie in the sky.
No, I appreciate the debate. I appreciate the debate. Justin says agrees with you. Says think you're asking to get TJ's bell rung.
Yes.
Let's see.
You want to keep that kid around.
As long as they'll stay here.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see.
You guys realize that any team, and I do mean any, would be happy to get Dylan Raiola as their quarterback. As Nebraska Cornhuskers, what are you throwing your hands up for?
I'm not against Dylan Raiola.
Well, it kind of sounds like you are when you're like, hey, let's throw this different look in there. Dylan can manage everything, okay? Yeah,
but he's not the fastest.
He's not. But trust me, he's okay. We have to get better protection.
I'm happy Dylan is a Husker. Again, I said earlier, we haven't seen the best of Dylan yet, and I think that's a compliment to him. I think he would probably tell you he still is on his upward trajectory. I said earlier in the show, I said Dylan damn near willed us to victory against Michigan, running for his life, and he threw 300 yards. I'm not anti-Dylan. I'm not.
I know you're not.
All right.
I do defend Greg when he's not around. He just, not when we're sharing the same screen.
I'm just always around. That's the problem.
Have I beat him down?
Are you asking them or me?
Okay. Do you feel beat down, Greg?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Greg, do you feel beat down?
I'm going to let the Holger maniacs decide.
I may be taking my bad week out on you. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Chris says he doesn't need to be the fastest. His accuracy more than makes up for it.
Can I call a timeout?
Sure.
I'm sorry if I'm taking my frustration out on you. I don't mean to.
It's okay.
Just because you're wrong.
Josh says, blink twice if you're beat down.
Now I feel bad.
I'm not blinking.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So let's see. Pitt says, I've been working on this all week and bringing all my football expertise to bear. We should move to a 4-1 defense. 4-1-6. I love it. 4 linemen that we don't have because none of them are fat enough. 1 linebacker and like 6 rovers. So that one was from Pitt from earlier. So couple other things around. Josh says, when are the Emmys? I'm nominating 5 Heart Theater. The Emmys, I think, were a couple weeks ago. I don't know.
Darn, we missed it.
Keep track of that crap.
We need a better screenwriter.
Where's Highlander, damn it?
We definitely do. Because I'm not very good at screenwriting. If anybody in the chat wants to try their hand at screenwriting, Fred did it once. Fred, no offense, but I didn't think it was that great.
I think it was great. I do. Fred, bravo, sir, bravo.
If you're as good or even better than Fred, that would work.
You can send your scripts to hooch3600@gmail.com. Tony says, advises you to take a few more gummies, Minnie.
I have not had any gummies. I don't take gummies because they make me paranoid.
That's my situation with the not. We'll call it the inhalable gummies from 20 plus years ago. All right. Fred says, serious question. If we can't fix the offensive line and limp to 7 or 8 wins and Rule fires Donovan, does Dylan leave too? I say no. I say emphatically no.
Okay, let's look at this. That question, let's dissect it a little bit. What do we know about Matt Rule? Does he fire coaches?
He repurposes them. Satterfield, Ed Foley.
Cooper. Remember, Cooper was in some sort of something or other, and he just resigned and then left. Tony White resigned and left. This is what he does. He doesn't fire anybody. He's a genius that way. Somehow or another, he'll keep Donovan Raiola around, and maybe if Donovan Raiola is even the problem, I have no idea. I doubt it. But he'll bring in help. That's what he does. He'll bring in help.
Analysts. You can have if you can have 105 players on the rosters, going forward. You can have 106 coaches. So we're going to keep that coach to player roster or a coach to player ratio in the player's favor there. So
yeah. Somehow or another, we got an offensive coordinator with 3 games left to play or 4 games left to play, and our offensive coordinator didn't even get fired.
Yeah, again, repurposed.
Genius move. Telling you.
And then we didn't even fire the crummy wide receiver coach from last year. He left on his own volition to go coach down in Texas. So
exactly, Greg. You are catching on.
And then Rostovsky says limp to 7 or 8. There's only one defense the rest of the way that can do the same things Michigan did. So Aaron is optimistic. I think Aaron maybe forgot that Maryland just beat the snot out of Wisconsin last weekend.
Yeah, but you do realize that was Wisconsin?
It's true.
Okay.
And speaking of taking a little tour around the conference, Husker Bob says at least we weren't Illinois. Illinois fell, depending on which ranking you're looking at, 14 or 15 spots in the rankings. They were at number 9, and they went on the road and got hammered in Bloomington by the Hoosiers. So that was fun. And while we're continuing our tour around the Big Ten, Tony, our Minnesota friend, says there's some big games in the Big Ten.
There are.
Number 23, Illinois. Number 21, USC. Rutgers and Minnesota. UCLA, Northwestern. That's going to be an exciting game, I'll tell you what.
Actually, that will be. Who's worse?
Right.
Okay, Greg, pick one. You.
Who's worse?
No, who's better? Who's going to win?
Northwestern.
Yeah, I agree.
Indiana versus Iowa. This could be a rock fight because I feel like Iowa's going to bring Indiana down to their level and, put them in a position that they I don't know. I think Indiana's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be like the Indiana-Illinois game. Ohio State and Washington, and then from Happy Valley, number 3, Penn State, number 6, Oregon, the whiteout game. So
that'll be a good game.
That'd be a good game. So there are going to be a few good games. I don't know. Minnesota Rutgers has potential, depending on which Rutgers team shows up, I think. And UCLA Northwestern is going to be like, get the movie theater popcorn out because that's going to be an entertaining one for all the wrong reasons.
Yes. There's a lot of games on at the same time that I'm just going to be like the multi-view.
Mm-hmm.
Watch 4 at the same time.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in the Big Ten, Gregory Stewart reminded us that, hey, at least Nebraska volleyball beat Michigan. So
thank you, Gregory.
Rostovsky says, yeah, but Wisconsin sucks.
Wisconsin does.
And Never Mind Me says, I didn't highlight this comment. I'm not bold or brave.
Because I want everyone to know. I've lived 50 years on this earth. Damn it. 50 years. So yeah, you know that SNL skit where she's like kicking, I'm 50 and I can kick and I don't even know everything.
Oh, is that Molly Shannon?
I'm starting to feel. Yes. Oh. That's how I'm starting to feel. Like, damn it.
I do feel like that's a reference that a 50-year-old would make.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
No, I mean, I think that clip's like 25 years old.
Thanks, Greg.
I mean, because I remember that's when I was watching Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
So, and Aaron says, while you're watching football Saturday, I'll be turning 40.
Happy birthday, Aaron. Oh, and you're working at Walgreens. I'm sorry. Maybe they'll have clearance wine for you.
Clearance wine for sure.
Okay. Aaron, since I don't work anymore, I just wonder, do they at your work, do they bring you cakes? Like in the break room or something and sing happy birthday to you? Do they do that?
probably not.
I'm just curious.
He's working right now.
That's funny.
Wrinkly Beef says mini ! And Vince says the 50-year-old Flecky.
Yeah. No, not anymore. Sorry, Tony, but I can't get behind Michigan this year. Or Minnesota.
Who's Tony? Oh, Tony. You're apologizing to Tony based on Vince's comment. Okay, I was confused. And Rostovsky says the boss gets them cakes.
Isn't that nice? Does everyone sing happy birthday to you?
No singing. He knew that question was coming.
My favorite thing is when you go out to a restaurant and well, I don't personally care for this, but I love doing it to people when it's their birthday and having the waiters and waitresses come around and sing happy birthday to them. I love that.
Let's see. TSD says, oh my God, Matt Rizal just passed away.
Who's that?
He was a Husker, a radio host, and let's see, trying to. I mean, he was just active on X a couple of days ago, so. Owned Paisan's Pizzeria for over 20 years.
Wow.
He was on the Herdat Sports podcasts.
Oh.
Now that's just, again, Google's not updating anything as far as his Reddit a few minutes ago. I'd be waiting for something more official, not to say that, but 51 years young.
Oh, that is awful.
Heart attack,
Is that what you said?
Yep.
51. Oh. Wow. Well, that is one thing. If I have to say, not that I want to turn this into a show about me, but that is one thing that I will say. I'm always shocked when I see people who are close to my age or younger that didn't get, especially younger, 40s even, that didn't get to make it to even 40. And I'm like, what the heck? How? It's just 50 what I'm turning. I'm grateful for every year. And I think, if we are here, we should all be grateful. That's just too sad.
Agree. Yeah. So TSD says 1620 Zone posted it. Fred said that Husker board had it as well. So I guess enough sources are coming out. That sucks. 51, hell, even, 70 seems too young anymore, there's a lot of life after 70. So, yeah, sucks for, his family and, just keep them in your thoughts and, whatever higher power or deity you choose. So, well, shit. That's not how I thought we'd end the show.
One other thing.
Okay, we're not in the show yet.
Okay. There was one person who came extra close to guessing the right score last week. I know, right?
Wait. Even if we didn't win, do we play should I get the video ready?
I mean, unfortunately, we have to because it's not fair if we don't.
All right.
Okay. Well, Kurt Warren, you are this week's winner, even though I think you're a loser, by guessing 37-17 Michigan.
I'd say he's a Michigan fan too, right? Yeah.
So.
All right. So.
Good.
Boo.
Now presenting the Holgermaniac champion, brother.
makes me feel so regal. Type music.
It's good. Good fanfare.
Okay.
We don't have a prediction to do tonight.
We don't have a prediction. However,
yes.
We will next week.
And even before then, if I can find the right tab here, it's a good time to remind all of you. I think y'all can hear us.
It has no music.
No, that's fine, because I think we designed it to talk over it. So don't forget about our Pick'em, and that link is going into the comments right now. If you haven't joined, I mean, you can probably join and still beat Minnie, because I don't think she didn't get her picks in last week.
Because you didn't send it to me, and I was busy at the game.
Yeah, that's my bad. But here's the password going in now. And Rostovsky says we got a commitment from the Michigan game. It's the number 2 right-handed pitcher in Nebraska. So that's awesome. I don't think it's the right-hand pitcher in football, but I'm going with it.
Oh, I think he means baseball.
No, I think I would be surprised.
Baseball. I saw something. Is it a baseball player?
Come on, Rostovsky.
I think it is.
Let's see here.
He's helping a customer.
What? He's working?
He's working.
Oh,
remember? All right, Greg. Are we through the comments? It's about 2 hours. It's over 2 hours. Oh my gosh.
Quick shout outs to Joel Ristvet on the fantasy or the pick'em, who's 29-11. James Boardman is 25-15, and Joe Lelakis is 24-16. Nobody else has over 20 wins. I'm sitting in a pretty putrid 15-25. So I'm like the opposite.
Oh, Greg.
And Minnie, you've missed 2 weeks.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, I'm the responsible one, I guess. You need to catch up in a big way.
Send me the link and I'll do it. All right.
It's in the comments.
I'm not coming back. Greg, come on. When I read the comments, it's for other purposes.
No, okay. All right. They are closed. Just trying to make things a little happier. All right. So it's a right-hand pitcher.
It is.
Okay.
I know.
All right. That is it for this episode of the 5 Heart Podcast. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll be back next Thursday, 9:00 Central on YouTube, Facebook, and X. For Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mahochko. This is the 5 Heart Podcast. We remind you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
And I love you guys. You guys are definitely my fan-amily. I don't think I could get through this week without you. So thank you. And go Big Red.
And as Vince says, click the link, Minnie. Do picks now. Don't wait. We know that's not going to happen. But we'll see you next week.